Hey, everybody. Okay, so for tonight's homework, this is what we have 10 questions review for the Unit 3 assessment that's going to be rescheduled for Wednesday. So let's take a look at question 1. It reads that Gina's bookshelf has 3 shelves with 9 fiction books on each shelf and 2 shelves with 11 fiction books on each shelf. So we can take a look here at a numerical expression. We see the 3 shelves with 9 nonfiction books on each shelf, and we see the 2 shelves with 11 fiction books on each shelf. Based on the expression below, how many total books does Gina have on her bookshelf? So what would you do here first? Very good. You'll multiply 3 times 9 and bring that down. Then you will multiply 2 times 11 and bring that down. So I know that 3 times 9 equals 27 plus 2 times 11 equals 22. When I add those together, I'm going to use my answer choices to help guide. I can stack it. 7 plus 2 equals 9. Well, I don't have a 9 here. I can get rid of that. I don't have a 9 here. I can get rid of that one. There's no 9 here. I can eliminate that. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So this confirms that the answer is 49. You need to show your work and your explanation on some of the problems I'm going to guide you through. I will I think I'm going to go ahead and do a separate video with the answers on there. Um, but I want you to figure out what to do next. Alan has 2 6/8 pounds of chicken, and he's going to freeze to use at a later time. All right, so ask your mom or your dad, do they do that if they buy large quantities of chicken, and do they separate those into smaller bags for later use where they only take out what they're going to need rather than having to defrost this large amount of food? I've done that. I do that. It's easier. He will put an identical amount of chicken in 4 baggies. Identical, meaning the same amount. So how much chicken will go into each bag? What is my operation then? Absolutely. I'm going to divide. Then what would be my equation? 2 6/8 divided by 4. Now let's set this up so that you have a better understanding. I want you to get in the habit of using your answer choices to guide you. I have 4 that goes into 2 6/8. Bring up my decimal and then forget about it. So it will look like 4 goes into 268, and there's my decimal there. I know that 4 cannot go into 2, so I'm going to put a 0. What can I eliminate immediately? It's exactly right. C and D. And look at this, B as well. So now let's use these numbers here to see if that's what's going to work. 4 goes into 26. I have a 6 right here. I know that 6 times 4 equals 24. Subtract that out. 6 minus 4 equals 2. Bring down the 8 and start again. Excuse me. The next number is 7. 7 times 4 equals 28. And I left with 0. So you can see how easy it is to find your answer on that one. Using that same format, I want you to try number 3. Mrs. Salazar was buying candles. She paid $3.84 for 12 candles. This is what she paid. I'm going to write total for 12 candles. So how much did each candle actually cost? Oh, so what operation will we use to solve this? Very good, because I'm given a total amount and I have a part and I need to find a part. There's only 2 operations that I can use. It's either going to be division or subtraction? Well, I'm not taking something away to get to find a smaller number. I am separating them into smaller groups. So it's divide. So I'm going to be using division. Total amount is $3.84 divided by 12. Using the same concept of your answer choices, I'm going to have 12, $3.84. Bring up my decimal and then forget. So I know my decimal is right here, right? Can 12 go into 3? Nope, I'm putting a 0. What can I eliminate over here immediately? See where my decimal's at and what's before? It's a 0, so I can eliminate the A. Very good. What's the other one? Excellent, I can eliminate the D. Now I'm left with these two. So I'm going to look at these next numbers here, and those are the only two that I'll use. So 12 can go into 38. All right, well, I have a 12 times 3 and a 12 times 2, because this is the only two digits that I'm looking for in those numbers. So 12 times 3 equals 36. 12 times 2 is 24. Well, I can see that 36 is closest to 38. So I'm going to use a 3. Which one can I eliminate now? There we go. Eliminate C. So this makes it 36. And I'm going to go ahead and continue working out the problem, which you should as well, to help you with the whole concept of division. 8 minus 6 equals 2. Bring down the 4. 12 goes into 24. There we go, 2 times, because 2 times 12 equals 24. Subtract that out, and the answer is 32 hundredths, which is B. Again, use your answer choices to guide you through when you're given that opportunity. We're given this model, and I want you to look to see how this is already divided up for you. When you see this that has all of the hundredths that are shaded in, that represents what? Very good. So this is going to be 1 whole, and this is 1 whole, and then 1 whole. So I have 1, 2, 3. And then what do I have here? I have a total of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have $3.57, right? Or is 57 hundredths? So it's the first one reads that Mr. Nunez bought 3 books for $3.57. Each book costs the same amount. What is the cost of 1 book? Well, what is my operation? What will I do? Yes, absolutely. I need to divide. And I want you to get into that habit of writing down the operation. And you're going to write down the equation. The total amount for 3 books was $3.57. And I want to divide that by 3. I'm going to write the number on top of there because that's how many he got. So I'm going to place it here, my computation section down below. So 3 goes into $3.57. I'm going to bring up my decimal into my quotient and then cross it out in my dividend and then start. 3 goes into 3 one time because I know that 1 times 3 equals 3, and it's 0. Bringing down my 5, well, 3 goes into 5 one time, and 1 times 3 equals 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down my 7 and start again. 3 goes into 27 9 times because 9 times 3 equals 27, and I have 0 remaining. Okay, so the total amount for each book is $1.19. Let's look up here. Can I represent, that's 1. Look at how this is divided here. I'm looking at this one group This is another group. See how they did that? And this is the third group. How many are shaded in each group? Let's see if it's going to let me do that. No, it won't let me do it today. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have my 19 there, and that's one hole. I have my $1.19 and my $1.19. So does that make sense? Very strong possibility. But let's go to the next one to see if we can see if that makes sense. Susan had $4 in her piggy bank. Now she spent $1.19 at the book fair. How much does she have left? What am I going to do? What operation? Absolutely, I'm going to subtract. And my equation is $4 minus $1.19. I personally do not like to subtract zeros, so I'm going to take 1 penny away, and it makes it $3.99 minus $1.19. That's 0. It makes it 8, and 3 minus 1 equals 2. I need to bring in my 1 penny, so that'd be $2.81. Okay, is that what I'm representing in my model? No, I don't have $2.81. I had a total of $3.57. Divide those into 3 groups, and I got $1.19 each. So that doesn't work out. I'm going to cross that out. Miss Johnson had $3.57 in her change purse. This is what we represented here if you didn't have those groups there. She shared the money equally, looking for those key words, with her 2 children, but did not keep any for herself. So much money did she give each child? So I'm going to divide. My equation is $3.57, and this is with 2 children. So do you think this is going to work out? 2 goes into 3 one time. I don't think so, but let's see. Bring down the 5. 2 goes into 15. 6, 7 times. Hey, I don't have 70 something to represent, so I can already see it's not going to work out. And this is going to be 17. So this is 8 times. That's 16. And I have 1 left over. So that's not going to go evenly. So that doesn't make any sense. So, and I know the answer is there. So the best answer for here is going to be A. Let's look at this one here. 5. Bruce counted the money he earned this week mowing 5 lawns. Way to go. Lawn 1, lawn 2, lawn 3, lawn 4, lawn 5. He has $60.35. So if Bruce charges the same amount for every lawn, how much does he charge to mow 1 lawn? All right, well, let's take a look. If I have 5 and I'm looking at my 60, what do you think that would be? First of all, is there some answers here that we can immediately eliminate? Yes. And here we said that this is going to be divide. So I can eliminate C, $301.75. That makes no sense whatsoever. Can you imagine charging that to do your lawn? Per lawn, that's crazy. It would be nice, but it's definitely not realistic. All right, so I have 12s, which means that if I had 5 times 12 is 60. So I can see that 12, 12, 12, 12, and 12 will go there, and that will equal to 60. And I have 35 cents. How much will go into 5 groups? Very good, because 7 cents times 5 is going to be 35 cents. If you didn't understand that part, I'm going to go and show you The answer is A. Won't be this 5 because I need to have 7 groups for that to have worked, but I only had 5, so that doesn't work. And 8 can't go into 35 evenly, so that won't work. So my equation here would have been $60.35 divided by 5. And then I'm going to do it in long division. Excuse me, is $60.35. Bring up my decimal. 5 goes into 6 one time. Subtract that out and big zero 1. Bring down my 0. 5 goes into 10 twice. That's 10. Subtract that out. Bring down my 3. 5 can't go into 3, goes 0 times. And so I'm going to bring down the 5. So 5 goes into 35 7 times, and that's 35. And I subtract that out so you can see where I proved that it was $12.07. All right, so now we're going to kind of go through here, and then I'm going to post on another video the answers on how you can get that. So Michelle worked 4 6/10 hours each day at HEB. Way to go. That's quite a bit when you're at HEB on your feet, maybe cashiering or collecting the groceries if it's a call-in. Now she earns $9.25 per hour. So how much money does Michelle earn for one day's work? What operation will you do to figure out how much she earned for one day? Very good. So yeah, you'll multiply $9.25 times 4 6/10 of an hour. I'm moving out my decimals, remember? So this is going to be a total of 3 decimal places. This is the same as, or think of the same as 925 times 46, and then you will bring it back in 3 times. What can you eliminate immediately? Absolutely. Imagine you only were working for $9.25 an hour and you get 42,000. Not realistic. Is it realistic to get $425.50? No, that's not realistic. So now, can you figure out where it would be? I want you to do your work too. You've got to show your work. All right, so I'm going to stop there with that one, and I'm going to show you on a separate video for the answers 6 through 10. Ansley bought 6 4/10 pounds of red jelly beans for Valentine's Day party. The jelly beans cost $2.75 per pound, and she bought 16 4/10 pounds. So how much did Ansley spend on red jelly beans? Okay, so what are you going to do here? Absolutely, you will multiply. So I have 16 4/10 times $2.75. I need to move out my decimals. So this is going to be 1 and then 2 decimal places, which would be a total of 3 decimal places that I move back in. I can show it that it's 164 times 275. Okay, so remember that those of you that do the partial products, here you have 5 times 4, 5 times 60, 5 times 100. Then you have 70 times 4, 70 times 60, 70 times 100. See how that never changes? Now you're going to the 200. So it's 200 times 4. This never changes. If you notice that right there. 200 times 60 and 200 times 100. Okay? So you can do it that way, or you can do your standard algorithm. And then what could you eliminate over here to get close to your answer? Let's look at number 8. Mrs. Robinson has 2 flower boxes. You see these here? She will plant roses in 6/10 in each flower box. So how How much of Mrs. Robinson's boxes will she be planting? Well, I have 2 of them. Each one is 6/10. What would you do? Very good. You're going to multiply. What are you going to multiply? And what would your answer be? So I'm going to let you do that part and then let me know. The hundredths model of the figure is shaded to represent multiplication of 2 numbers. Which equation would be represented by the shaded parts of the model? Okay, remember that we have the vertical and we have the horizontal. So in vertical, I have, this is here, the whole thing you need to count. So it's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. So I'm going to write 4/10 here. And then how many this way going horizontal? So you're going to count that, and I'm going to let you finish that up. So if this is 4/10, how many do you have going across? And then what would be your total? So which equation here matches that model? And pay close attention to what you see. On number 10, the Davis family went on a vacation to Hawaii. Oh my gosh, must be nice. The prices at the hotel change depending on the day of the week. So look at this. On Saturday and Sunday nights, the hotel price is at $483 per night. On the weekdays are priced at $247 per night. Now the family won a $375 coupon playing bingo and used it to reduce their bill. Okay, think about what operation you're going to reduce it. So how much was their hotel bill if they stayed Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday? So what would be your numerical expression? And then you will solve. So looking up here, what do you know? Very good. On Saturday and Sunday, it's 483 per night. So how could you write it out? There's a couple of ways you can do it. Yes, I can hear somebody saying, I can just add them up. You could add them up. And so what numbers would you add up? And then you know that you're going to reduce it. And also, could you do a multiplication? What operations will you use for your numerical expression? And then solve. Make sure that you put it in the correct place. All right, that was it for this evening. I'm going to post the other video with the answers on there. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Please turn this in. This is, I'll let you know what we're going to do with it tomorrow. All right. I'm thinking about taking a grade on it. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.